Hi friends, it's Maddie. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. Today we are going to set up a couple of my notebooks for 2026. We're going to be setting up 2 traveler's notebook covers, and then I will briefly flip through my pocket rings and show you the setup I have in there for now. And later this year I'm also going to set up my personal sized meeplus cover as a project / goal planner, but I'm going to save that for another video. Also, I gave my dog a chew stick thing to keep him entertained, but if you can hear that, I'm sorry. He's crunching louder than anticipated. Let's start with the pocket rings. This is a filofax Ranger. I'm using this as my planner for this year, and this is in the pocket size clearly, and I am honestly not super sure I'm loving this or very drawn to it at the moment. I do want to try it out, so I believe I am going to commit to using this for at least a month and just seeing how that goes, and then I can reassess how I'm feeling. But because I was kind of unsure and iffy about this, I think it just felt overwhelming to kind of go into it with all of these extra pages and kind of replicating the pocket rings setups I've had in the past. So I took all of the extra stuff out, and it's really pretty plain right now. I am using this as my wallet as well, so I have some extra cards and sticky notes in the front pocket. I have my main cards and ID over here, and then this is mostly just decoration. And I took out all of the trackers in the front. I had, I don't know, just some stuff that I have had in my old rings set up. I can link that video if you're interested. But all of that was feeling a bit overwhelming, so I just took that out, and instead I'm going to kind of slowly add things in as I feel like a concrete need for them. That way the trackers and stuff don't feel overwhelming to keep up with. So right now, really all there is these monthlies. These are from Lindsey's Scribbles shop, the ghosting pen, and I printed these on MD cream paper, and I rounded the corners, and I really like the cream look. And then this is a weekly that I made that I am going to post this as a freebie or something. I just am still tweaking it because I can't get the lines. It's a very faint grid, and I think the grid lines are too narrow, so they print very spotty. But anyway, so I just have my monthly calendars up to July, I think. Yeah. And then I have these weeklies, and I just have, I think, enough for a month in here, and then if I don't like them, I will try something else. That's that. And then I got these little daily inserts. These are undated, which is, I prefer dated weeklies and monthlies, and then undated dailies, because I don't use a daily every single day. But anyway, this is from meeplus, and it is on this super duper thin paper. I do think I'm going to round the corners of these as well so they match. This is on a white paper, and then the other ones are cream. But I have this one layout. It is kind of reminiscent of a Hobonichi with the timeline on this side, and then the other blank column and the boxes on top. And I've tried that for a couple days now, and I've been enjoying it. And then I have some blank paper in here as well. And this paper is so thin, I feel like you could really get a lot in there. And this planner only has, I think it's 16 millimeter rings. I'm trying to keep the paper thin and be selective about what I'm including in here, because I don't like it when the pages are difficult to turn. That's kind of it. I took out pretty much all of my reference pages, and I just have this reading log in here for now. And we're just gonna add to it as we go. Keep it pretty simple for now. In the back, I just have some stickers and a stencil from Hobonichi, photo card, the usual. A new addition that I decided to include yesterday is this little guy. This is just a passport traveler's notebook insert. For some reason, I've just been feeling really drawn to small, tiny notebooks. If I wasn't using pocket rings for planning, I think I would be using my passport traveler's notebook or something in pocket size. So I just really wanted to use a notebook this size. I set this up yesterday. I just stuck a sticker on it and some washi tape, and this is kind of just like a messy notes notebook that I'm carrying around with me. I'm trying to use my phone less. This is inspired by a video by, I think the channel name is Archive 89, that I'll link. Just wanting to use my phone less and not like reach for it for so many things. So I'm keeping this with me as kind of a replacement for my phone, like in my pocket with a pen, and I can just jot things down on the go. So I'll let y'all know how that has been going once I use this more. But I will say I stuck some stickers on here. For some reason I stopped doing that. This is the notebook I was using before this one, which is not really very decorated. But I used to do stuff like this with stickers and washi tape on my old notebooks, and I really enjoyed that. So this made me happy, and I will definitely get back into the decoration side of these little notebooks. Also, when this isn't in a cover, it's really easy to like hold like this, and then you can just clip the pen on the page that you're like actively on and just kind of use it like that. So I've been enjoying that aspect of that little notebook. I like decorated this one too, and it doesn't stay closed very well though after you bend the cover back. This is a Sarica Studio notebook that I decorated with the little clear cover and a sticker and a paper clip and some washi as well. So that is where the planner situation is at the moment. And when I'm not like using this around the house, I did find that it fits in the back here, and then it's a little bit of a tight squeeze, but you can just button it like that and everything is all secure. This little notebook has such a small pen loop that this pen doesn't fit, so I think I might get a adhesive pen loop and use the other side of this divider type thing in the back. But if anyone has any ideas about how to actually be able to connect a pen here, I am open to suggestions. And then once I'm done with these passport size notebooks, I ordered these little guys. These are the Midori A7 notebooks, which honestly I thought A7 was this size, like pocket ring size, which it is clearly not. And these are so teeny tiny, like so small. They fit a little bit easier in the back here. Honestly, I bet I could put it in the front pocket too. So I might switch to this. Oh, there you go. Does fit. But I might switch to this afterward once I'm done with those other two notebooks. This is just the grid. I wish the grid was a little bit smaller. I think it's a 5mm grid. That is where the pocket rings situation is. And then moving on to my traveler's notebooks. Okay, so to recap what I'm using these for this year, this is going to be my stream of consciousness, like freeform journaling notebook. It is also going to have a memory keeper in a weekly format. And then I have a newer edition, which is this monthly calendar that I am going to use as a gratitude log. We'll see how this goes. There are a couple things that I need to switch out for the new year. Before I did that, I wanted to show you guys this completed insert. This is my, wish I had my date stamp, I could stamp it. Anyway, this is my weekly memory keeper in the Traveler's Notebook undated vertical weekly layout. And I started using this in June. And it is all finished now, so I thought I might flip through some pages. The pictures in here aren't my pictures, those are from Pinterest, but I really enjoyed using like different thicknesses of pens, some stamps and stickers. And pretty much I just write what I did each day, and sometimes I would do little drawings. In the bottom, sometimes I would put like weekly wins, music, highlights, lowlights. Occasionally I would put some ephemera that I collected throughout the day in there as well. And I, at one point in time, was using these like dot stickers on certain days. I think I had an intention for what the colors meant. I think blue was like sad. And then yellow was good, like happy. And then I don't know what green was, or orange. blue was like sad, but that wasn't really a sad day. Anyway, yeah, so I really enjoyed this and I'm gonna keep it up for next year. Definitely my favorite component is like using the lettering or different things like that to make it visually interesting. I'd like to include some more of my own like printed out personal photos as well. Someone stole my plant earlier this year, kind of messed up. So that is that. But in terms of what we need to set up, we are going to switch out that weekly insert. I keep all of my traveler's notebook inserts in here. Oops. And these are the two I was thinking about using for my memory keeper inserts this year. This I have used a little bit already. This is from Baum Kuchen. It's their undated weekly. Which one should I use first? I think I'm going to do this one first because this to me seems like it would lend itself to more like short form little writing about your day, which I have already been doing in a different notebook right now. And so in the effort of not repeating myself too much, I'm gonna go with the vertical weekly. We'll use this in the second half of the year. Also, if anyone knows a trick for getting these stickers off, please let me know because I always tear them, but I would like to actually be able to keep them and use them. And I am still considering in these blank pages up front, printing out some photos or doing some music or like media recap. Unfortunately, this notebook, because I used a couple of pages before I started using it as a memory keeper, it ran out before the end of this year. I will probably decorate this more later. She is all done for now. And then I don't have too much to do in terms of the actual setup for this one. I am probably just going to put the date on it, which I am. Let's get the year right. I am like technically behind on this. It is, what day is it? The 3rd, and it's Saturday, so I need to catch up on this. It'd be funny if I mess up on the first page. I put the weather in these boxes up on top. Typically it's sunny and it was 85 yesterday. So we're gonna use the big sun stamp. Wait, no, it is the 3rd. Okay. Thought I was going crazy for a second. Oh, I messed up. There's 31 days. Oh my god, I jinxed myself. Oh, well, that's funny. At least to fix this one, I just need to add a 3. So Wednesday was the 31st, an ugly 3. Okay, and then maybe I can just... Those I don't think I can fix. Fixed it. Disaster averted. Gotta say, I totally jinxed myself there. Okay. But like I was saying, the 1st, which was on Thursday, the 1st was normal, the 2nd was crazy hot. So I was gonna use this guy. This pen is also out of ink. We're having some trouble. This is good for now, so we'll put this in there. I do want to decorate the cover though. I don't have all my stickers out though, so we'll just do that another time. This can go back in here. This is one of those clear inserts from Traveler's Company. And I was thinking, I'm having trouble getting in the routine of using this monthly calendar for gratitude stuff. So I was thinking I might put it in the front so that it's like the first thing you see when you open the notebook. I want this like stream of consciousness journaling insert to be in the middle because I do like long form writing in here, so it's important to me that it's the easiest to write in, and I don't really like taking my inserts out of the notebook all that much, so I think this makes sense. And then this can go in the back. If there's an insert that I think I might take out, I generally like to kind of wrap it in something like this, and then I will put the rubber band on both of them. If you have this little exterior thing and then you remove this notebook, the whole notebook doesn't come apart, you know? Like if I had these two stuck together and this in here with the band around it, and then I took this away, this would fall out of the cover. But if I have these connected and I leave this part on there, it's easier to take this in and out, if that makes sense. So I'm trying to decide if I should put this around this notebook just on the off chance that I do want to take it out, but I kind of like this as decoration in the front, so I don't think I'm going to do that for now. Okay, cool. I feel like that is pretty much situated. See, not going super great with the gratitude situation, but I do need to set it up for January. I feel like this is sort of turned into an odd journal with me style video. Oh well, my cousin got me this washi tape for Christmas, which is super cute. It feels sort of like winter, so we will use that to cover the state. That's set up. I would fill it in, but the pen I want to use is out of ink, so I might use fountain pen for this. It's good for now. This guy is all good. That is it for this red traveler's notebook cover. It is all set up for next year. For the brown cover, not much is really changing. I have my commonplace in here like always, which I do actually need to add some entries to, so maybe we'll do that soon. My like junk journal. Also need to fill this up. Can't really flip through this one very good, but I have some stuff I need to add to here. A lot of stuff actually. So again, we will probably do that soon. The one new notebook I want to add to this is a highlights notebook. Still kind of trying to come up with a good name for that, but the idea is to have a notebook that is for like special occasion journaling, like birthdays, holidays, anything fun I do or not fun, and really anything throughout the year that I want to document. And I want to include a lot of photos and things like that in there, so I think these short trip refills will be too short. And so I have this one, or I have this one. This is 100 pages and it's Tomoe River paper. And this is the Love and Trip insert that comes with the notebook. For the highlights notebook, because I am going to be printing out and like adding maybe photos and ephemera to it, I think I would prefer a slightly thicker paper, and this is MD cream paper. So I feel like this would be a good fit. Also, it's so cute, and I like that it's love themed for like highlights or special things that happen throughout the year. That feels like a good choice to me. I suppose I should put it in the notebook. This is from Sarica's Studio again, and I'm really excited to use this. Once I'm done with my commonplace, well, actually, now that I say that, maybe not, but once I'm done with my like stream of consciousness notebook, for sure I want to switch to one that has more pages, so I'm gonna use that for that. I don't love the idea of rubber banding all of these in because I do think I will take all of these out whenever I'm writing in them. They do fall out of the notebook otherwise. I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. I like having that rubber band on it, so this will be fine. Oh, she's so chunky again. Is there anything else we need to do there? That is the traveler's notebooks for the year then. Both have 3 notebooks on them now. Commonplace Junk Ephemera Journal and my new highlights notebook, which I will show you guys again once I figure out exactly how I'm going to use that. And then this guy has my gratitude journal, memory keeper, the weekly format, and stream of consciousness journal. Those are all good. Last but not least, I mentioned my love of pocket notebooks at the moment. I wanted to talk about that for a second. These are the pocket notebooks I have at the moment. And I guess we can throw this one in. These are my pocket notebooks right now. I showed this in my last video. I'm not actually using all of these. These are just ones I have that I want to use because I'm mildly obsessed with them at the moment. But in my last 2026 lineup video, I showed this little Moleskine daily notebook. I stuck a sticker on it and my name, and then I could not resist the urge to make a little cover for this. So this idea, like the credit fully goes to Seaweed Kisses in a couple of her videos. I think I even got the same exact like supplies that she recommends. So I will link that video and check that out if you're interested in seeing how she does that. Pretty much you just put 2 grommets and then one on the back, and you can customize this to be however you want. You can make it trifold or not. Something that I specifically did was making sure that passport and pocket would fit in here, so I made the longest length of this elastic fit the pocket size, and then of course you can put passport on that string, but there's a little bit of like wiggle room. Or if you prefer, you can put the passport notebooks on this smaller string in between the closer grommets. And then they'll be a little bit more secure. So you could go entirely with passport notebooks in here if you preferred. I just really wanted to try that out, and I had a lot of fun making it. I made one for my cousin as well for a A6 Sterling ink notebook. I should have taken a picture of it now, I'm realizing, but it turned out cute. I put these adhesive pockets in there as well, so there's a little bit of storage. And this notebook I played around with some at the end of the year. I could not hold back on using this. Let's zoom you in a little bit. Sorry, somebody just called me and it stopped recording. But I think I was saying I couldn't hold back from using this at the end of last year, so I played around in some of the back pages, and I did that in pencil so I could erase it if I decided to. But there's just some little journal entries or notes about the cover itself. This is kind of how I figured out the size that I wanted it to be. You can pause and read that if you want. This one is in inches. And then I think I might be converting to be a centimeter person because it kind of makes more sense, not gonna lie. This one is in centimeters, and that's for an A6 notebook. It's like a very thin one. These are those pages. Unfortunately, I did realize that there's some kind of like oil stain on the corner of these back pages, and I was going to get a new notebook, but I had return it, but I had already written it here. So, and I also just played around with, in my planner panic, I was like, maybe I can use this as my whole planner, but I don't think that would make sense. These are some weekly reviews I attempted, and now at the beginning of the year, these pages are a little bit messy, but oh well. This is just like what I did in the day. And the weather at the bottom and some little notes. I got my aunt to write me a note while she was in town. I think I'm going to have people write in my notebooks more this year. Just seems like a nice way to involve other people, and it makes me smile. So I have another friend coming over and I'm going to make him write here as well. Yeah, so in terms of why I feel so drawn to the pocket notebooks right now, I think it's really that they're just like so small and easy to fill up that I can use them in a really loose and relaxed way that's like messy, and I don't have to worry about messing it up or anything. I've also been rubber banding this to my phone, so it's always handy and it's like a barrier to the phone when you approach. And again, I've been really enjoying the decoration on the outside, especially on this guy. I just think this is so cute. I actually almost set this up as a bullet journal, the monthlies of a bullet journal. As a side note, the Sarica Studio notebooks, they put how many squares their pages are in the notebooks online, which I think is very thoughtful and considerate. But we'll see. After I try my month in pocket rings, I might be tempted to do like a bullet journal situation in Passport Traveler's Notebook, or maybe I'll make another of my own covers. I will say this leather doesn't feel nearly as nice to me as like my meeplus. This isn't even real leather, the filofax rangers, but this even feels better to me than that. And it's nowhere near as nice as the Traveler's Notebook covers. So if I do end up using this in a more meaningful way, I think I'll get some nicer leather and make it again. That's pretty much it. I'd like to, if I do make another one of these covers, like I said, get some nicer leather, and then I think I want to go down a millimeter. These are 3mm grommets, and I think 2mm might be my preferred size. And then this is 1mm elastics, and I think I would go to 2mm. These are also, I can't tell if it's like tarnished right there. That would be crazy. I don't really care if it's tarnished, but I just made this. I think that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope that your year is getting off to a good start and your notebooks are going well for you. I would love to know if you're all set up and ready to go, or if it's still a bit of a work in progress. And also, if you guys have any like particular types of videos that you'd like to see from me this year, feel free to leave a comment. And I think that's all I have for you today. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Bye.